Before we start, I want to share something special. I have written a book for men around the world. This book will teach you how to achieve your goals, how to be a good masculine man that attracts feminine women, and how you can solve your life problems, including marriage and business. Check it out. You won't regret it. For more information, check pinned comment and description. Now let's start the video.
Men want
You're in the
traditional women,
bottom
but there's nothing
50%,
traditional about
try
men
in person.
anymore.
Yeah.
We have to split
There's
the
nothing
bills with
traditional
them.
about women anymore.
I thought men are supposed to lead women, so when men get weaker, isn't that essentially what's making the women weaker? And
It's a fair point to say that yes, as men, we ought to take some responsibility. There's like the super tradcon line, which is basically as men, like we bear full responsibility, like as leaders, like the position we find ourselves in, you can say, oh, it's fully men's fault. However, in order to be a leader, you need to have people willing to follow. And feminism has taught women to not follow. Here's the thing though, a lot of women desire those traits in men that you could consider leadership traits: assertive, decisive, etc., leadership, dominant, whatever you want to say. Women want these traits in men, but they don't want to follow. They want the leader, but they don't want to follow.
Women often blame men for all the bad things that happen to them and credit themselves for all the good things. This attitude shows their sense of entitlement and hypocrisy when it comes to their expectations from men. They also have unrealistic fantasies about being treated like royalty, which they are not. When you need a friend and a babysitter just to go out to bars and clubs, it can feel like an activity for older people. However, not everyone believes they will find love online. For single parents who feel lonely, isolated, vulnerable, and useless, there is a strong sense that the world has become smaller.
Another reason that women could have lower reported happiness is because they're still showing up on most of the household duties, despite now also taking up, you know what I mean? They're doing still a lion's share of domestic work.
They don't get married anyway, so they don't even have households.
That's not true. They're still cohabitating. They're still,
there's
even within marriage.
I agree, cohabitation makes women unhappy too, yeah.
I mean, even within marriage now, you don't think there's a ton of marriages in which women are also working and then also shoring up a lion's share of the household duties.
Yeah.
And that's why they're unhappy, because now they're being burdened in two directions.
Yeah, sure. But so what's the solution to that?
I think
the solution
is men showing up more on domestic duties, but they won't because of freaking tradcons and neocons who are telling them that it's gay and beta if they do these certain tasks.
It is gay and beta most of the time, I agree.
And I also think that's why men are suffering.
Men are wary of women hitting the wall, but you know what? Over time, men grew wary, and men are not approaching women who are hitting the wall anymore. And even if they are not committing to them because they know the inside story of these older women.
I think that if I got into a relationship with the kind of guys that I like now, yes, that it would fail.
That's a bad mental model.
NFL players and stuff.
At least you know. Most women don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really bad way to look. You're basically like black-pilled about your relationship. Like it's gonna fail no matter what.
That's not really what I said. I'm
though.
Like, it's the certain type of guys I guess I interact with now. I feel that I'm growing out of it because of things I've been through.
Do you regret choosing those men as men you took serious?
I don't. I
They brought
can't.
no value. You said they brought no value.
So I genuinely, as a person, cannot hold hate in my heart. I don't hold a grudge. I can't be mad. So when you ask that, no, I still have love for those people. I think every decision is a good decision and leads you on the path to where you need to be.
In order to get the guys they really wanted all to themselves, these women made the decision to put secure men on the back foot. However, this didn't work out as planned because casual dating culture, as we know it, was born as soon as social media and dating apps became widely used, marking the start of the slow demise of dating and relationships.
What social media has done is allowed women a platform to kind of showcase their body, their preferences, basically put themselves on the marketplace. Men don't really have that same access, so we're creating that division between them. And what it's done is allowed women to leverage their beauty in a way that they've never been able to do before. Before, if you were a beautiful girl, you were just beautiful in your city, and people would like you, but you'd marry the guy in the city and you'd have a great life. Unfortunately, now if you're a beautiful girl, you can be a beautiful girl to the world and you can have 1 million followers. So it makes every man disposable. Any man she's with essentially becomes disposable. So unfortunately, what's happening is women are learning that they become this almost like a deity in terms of beauty in a way that they've never had before. So that's what I think is happening for women. In terms of men, the main problem that's occurring is the access to pornography and the access to beautiful women.
Guys, as you can now see, younger women are frequently chosen on dating apps instead of ladies in their 40s and 50s. I mean, who didn't see this coming? Dating can be challenging for divorced women, according to data from Match.com, because it can be challenging, stressful, and worrying to look for a second chance at love when children come first. Being a solo mom can be very challenging.
Who is it easier to have 20 people, me or you?
I'm not 20 people.
But you can do it if you wanted to, right? Way easier.
Yeah, it would
Okay,
be.
so that's why it's not respected. But if a dude can have 20 girls, he is respected. It's hard to do. Why is a PhD respected? Because it's not easy to get, you know?
Older women wouldn't be searching for a committed partner on dating apps if hookup culture didn't exist. And remember, who created this hookup culture in the first place? The future of dating for women and the next generation was damaged by women themselves, not men, as some might think. This happened because they wanted to date the men they were interested in and have casual fun, even when those men were looking for commitment. So I want to ask these older women who played a part in ruining dating, was it really worth it?
Last time I was single, I was 24 and the dating pool was everyone. And now it's like a shallow puddle of age-appropriate men who are old and gross, and I don't want to do that.
Dating after divorce is total chaos. Women are annoyed by having to start over, but now they're at the end of the line. Even worse if they're single mothers. The irony is that their standards are higher than when they were young and beautiful. Now, on the wall, they want the perfect man to be their partner. That's why they feel more dissatisfied, because they've already made the wrong choice once and don't want to repeat the same mistake with a beta provider. For a father, the first one with good genes will do, but for a stepfather, the one with the strongest wallet is needed. That's why men, when dating women over 30, feel like they're in a job interview.
The sad reality is that many women who once contributed to the decline of dating and relationships are now complaining about the lack of good men on dating apps. Their daughters, now in their late 20s to mid-30s, are facing the same issue, struggling to find a good man to settle down with. Due to the ugly nature of modern divorces, many men are avoiding marriage, especially with women who have had many partners. Men don't want to risk their retirement savings for a woman who is only after money and wants to take what they've worked hard to achieve. Men are choosing to live independently, avoiding relationships with women who see them as a last resort after other men rejected them. Older women on dating apps today are often the same women who were once independent and successful, but are now filled with negativity. They had years to change their ways and find a good man, but often made choices that led them back to the dating scene, hoping to find a top-tier man again. However, men have learned from past experiences and are less willing to settle down with older women. Many men prefer younger women, especially in tough economic times when they have more options. It's advised not to feel sorry for these women or try to save them, as they chose this path in search of something better. The reality is harsh. Many of these women end up with someone they don't really like, as younger women are more desirable. Men should be cautious, especially around older women who have spent years with other men and now want to settle down. These women had their chance when they were younger, and men are no longer willing to play games with them. Dating apps are not recommended for decent men, as they're often filled with older women looking for a retirement plan after having their fun. These women may not understand how badly older men have been burned by divorce and other relationship issues. In the past, men might have married these women, but as they've learned more about the pitfalls of marriage and the legal system, they're choosing to go their own way. Today, even though some men still give older women attention on dating apps, it's nothing compared to what these women received when they were younger. Younger women were told they could focus on their careers and have fun, with a good man waiting for them later in life. However, men are now wary of marriage and the risks involved, especially with older women who may see them as a financial plan rather than a life partner.